Hey friends, how are you? I'm here and I'm back, and I didn't do my video for last week because I had a bunch of mishaps that happened and I don't know what went wrong. It was just a bunch of things. I actually almost burned my phone in the car. It literally almost caught on fire, and because it was hot outside. Actually, it wasn't that hot. It was probably about 90 degrees, 30 degrees Celsius, which I don't think is really hot. But I left the phone on the front seat, and the sides of the phone or the edges were almost like on fire. It was like turning brown. It probably would have like blown up the whole car if I had not caught it, because I was outside cleaning the car, which is kind of stupid, right? I should have put it somewhere else. But anyhow, I don't want to start rambling on. I do have allergies right now, so my nose is really stuffy, and I'm sorry if I'm going to sound a little funny in this video, but I'll do my best to, speak clearly so you know or understand what I'm saying. Now I'm going to talk about this eyeshadow palette from NYX that I've actually been using since Valentine's Day, and I really love it. I'm like really crazy about this one. It's better, I think, than any eyeshadow palette that I've owned thus far, at least for like everyday use. Now I'm going to show you what it is. It's called Sex Bomb. I hope no one's offended by the name. That's just the name they gave it. And it's it says Femme Fatale, and this is meant to be, well, it's kind of like a multifunctional palette. It's for every day, but it's also for nighttime. I'll show you the picture on the back. See the two pictures they have there. So if you want, like, say, a daytime look, you would go with this first one. Let me take this, I can show you. You would go with that first one, and then this is a little heavier for the nighttime look. But I have found that you could kind of go both ways with this palette if you kind of know how to use it the right way. And that's something I'm going to tell you in this video, because you know how sometimes when you want to wear eyeshadow for the daytime, if you're going to go to school or go to work, but you don't want it to be too heavy, but you do want your eyes to pop a little bit, because you don't want the neutral, dull or boring colors all the time. And depending on your skin tone, I know at least with mine, sometimes certain eyeshadows will not show up at all. I mean, it looks like I'm wearing almost nothing. And this one actually does an excellent job with like making me look like I'm actually wearing shadow to begin with. Now this is the inside of the palette. These are the color options. So of course you got the lighter colors in the middle, or the three, I guess. Well, yeah, this one, yeah, these three. Then you've got the darker colors to choose from. And I've been actually using the red, and these two right here in the middle are really great. Now, the first day that I used this, it was actually a rainy day, and I decided to just go ahead and put it on because I wanted to see how well it would function and what it would do. The application process of this palette is really great. It's easy to use. It goes on nicely. There's no problem whatsoever. The only thing is that you have to just make sure that you use a primer. This is the one that I use, just to make sure that, oh, let me put it a little closer, hopefully you can see that. So you want to use the primer to make sure that you get the color on the right way so it looks rich and it actually stays in place, because I did try it without primer once, and that did not go over very well because the color was just kind of like a powder and it came off very quickly. Now what you can do as far as applying it is, they give you this sponge type of, I don't know, makeup tool. I guess I was going to say brush. Yeah, no, makeup tool. And see how it's like spongy? I would suggest that you not use that. You should use like one of these fluffy brushes for the application. It'll just make it better as far as like controlling how much color you want to deposit, because the other tool will just like go crazy. Now when you actually go and put it on, you don't need a lot of color. When you use a brush like this, you can just do like a light sweep on whatever color you want to start with, and then just start dabbing it on, and the color actually shows up very quickly, nicely. And with the primer on first, you don't really need that much. A little bit will go a long way. The one thing that I noticed with this shadow though is that if you kind of like keep going over your eyelid like that a little too much, it does have fallout, and I did see that it was kind of like landing on my eyelashes, and then my eyes were getting itchy and it was starting to irritate my eyes throughout the day, because it was like weird. It was starting like on my eyelashes and then coming underneath the eye area, so it was getting a little bit messy. And it's, you know, which can be bothersome for some people because it can cause skin irritation and you don't want that. So just use a very small amount of this shadow color when you first start out. See how much you need and then just take it from there. Just, you know, keep in mind like the whole fallout effect. Now the other thing is, as far as like building color, you can actually mix and match all these colors on this palette like very, very nicely, because I found that if you start with like one of the lighter colors first as a base and then go to like say the red or one of the darker colors, that you can actually build it up to the point where it will make your eyes pop and it will be obvious that you're wearing something, but it's not going to look really crazy or over the top. So that's what you want to do if you want like a little bit of a stronger daytime look. Definitely use one of the lighter shades first. I think probably like between these three here in the middle, for me this one was really good, and also this one here was good. This one was a little bit too light. It kind of gave me like a powdery effect. You know, like how if you take baby powder and you kind of just like squeeze it, or you know, like squeeze a bottle of baby powder towards your face and it leaves all that white powdery residue. That's kind of the effect that it had, and you probably don't want that. So use either probably this one or this one as like a base coat, not coat, but color first. You know, put that on your eyes, eyelids, and then go for one of the darker colors. For the daytime hours, I would probably stick with the red. Maybe this one. I don't think I would use black for the daytime. I think that might be a little heavy, and I think the color application with black is a little hard to control anyway, because that's just how it is, because it is extremely dark. I mean, all in all, I would say this is an excellent eyeshadow palette. And the other thing too is that I'm not sure that it stands up to heat or temperature changes that well, because we did have some extremely, well, not extremely hot, but we had some hot days last week, and I had this sitting out on a table, and even though we had air conditioning, it did seem like it was kind of breaking apart a little bit, like the, not melting, but it just didn't seem to hold its, I guess I don't know how to say it, but the eyeshadow powders were just kind of coming loose a little bit, I guess. That's probably the best way to say it. And so if you live in a hot climate, because I know people live in different climates around the world, and if it's really hot where you are all the time, just keep that in mind. You know, if you need to take this with you on the go, you have to consider, like, you know, heat resistance and how it's going to, you know, tolerate the heat, because you don't want the whole thing to be a mess. But I don't know what else I can say. I mean, it's a really great palette. You know, definitely try it and see how you like it for every day. And of course, it's multifunctional, so you can transition from, you know, daytime, like here, straight to there. I mean, you could put these colors on first and then just go for the black when you get into the evening hours, and it will work very well. And because of that, I love this, and I'm going to give it a number 10. And I'm actually wearing the red right now. I don't know if you can see. It probably looks more like purple. But yeah, so alright, so that's it. I'll put everything in the links down below. This one is a winner. And just, you know, go out and get it. Give it a try. Let me know what you think, or give me your thoughts and your comments. And I love you guys. I'll see you next week, okay? Bye.